Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. It is Turnaround Tuesday. It's the last Tuesday in February of 2025. I know you better be working on those goals. I know you better be working on that mindset shift. I know you better be speaking life into yourself. I know you better be doing your mirror talk and getting yourself ready. I know you better not be walking in no fear. I know you better not be letting that enemy talk crazy to you. I know you better not. You hear me? You got to go ahead and tell yourself and everybody around you, look out. I'm not who I used to be. I know what you used to, but this is not who I am anymore. I have elevated. I have moved myself in a different place because I believe God. And when you believe God, you have to believe him totally. That means when the scoreboard says you are at 0 and they look like they are winning, they got about 55 points on there and your scoreboard says 0. He said, trust me even when you cannot trace me. You still trust him. You still believe him. You still hold on to his everlasting promises. I'm telling you, God is good. And you got to let the world know God lives, the spirit of Jesus lives within me. So whatever you think you're going to do, I'm not the right one. I'm not the one. Go and take that mess over somewhere else. Farika already here early this morning. Farika is not sliding in a little late this morning. She said, share this with 2 people this morning. Let's go. I'm in, Doris in a new time zone. Okay.
Doris.
Okay, new time zone, new era, new direction, new vibe. Okay, good morning, Doris. Good morning, Cynthia. Good morning, Farika. I can't even see nobody, but I'm just saying good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I saw Farika and then everybody disappeared. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, yeah, I just want to we haven't done this in a long time. And I want you to really take a moment and just breathe in God. And breathe out everything that's not like him. Breathe it out. Breathe in God. And breathe out everything that's not like him. One more time. Breathe in God. And let it out. Everything that's not like God. Everything that's not like him. Angela, we're back. Come on. she was getting ready to go in. Oh, but that's what God will make you. When you reset that second, it just takes a second to reset and get yourself back in order. So love you. Thank you for coming in this morning. You see, we have our sister Regina back. Regina is back with us.
I really did. You know what? You guys did wonderful. Like sitting on the other end is you get a whole different view because now you're on the other end, and I'm like, dang, we
thank
you,
thank you.
We're doing pretty good.
I mean, Angela acted up a little bit, but I got her together and I got her in order.
No, I was like, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm passing it like goodbye.
It was good.
Girl, but and you know she like that girl by go on
I know
somewhere
I
with
do.
yourself. Y'all, are y'all up this morning? I need y'all to be on that keyboard. Type like we happy to see you.
Yeah,
We need to know
we're
you
not
here.
on sleep mode. Did it go on sleep mode?
They did. I put them in that quick meditation. That meditation was
Okay, yeah.
only
We're
for
not
one.
breathing. We're not inhaling and exhaling anymore.
The
When I look, I could have
meditation.
went to sleep. Look, Cynthia laughing. I could have went on and be like, get into a deep meditation for sure. Rika,
Yes.
yes, dope. Austin is for real. Go on and hype up Rika. Hype her up, girl, because she ready.
Right.
So
Come out
let's
of
move
meditation.
into. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Regina. What were you gonna say?
No, I said it's time to come out of meditation now.
It's time to come out of meditation because today we are talking. Cynthia says she is here, baby. Come on with it. Miss Phyllis said we are here. I'm talking about. That's all that a spark and bully y'all. We knew y'all. I knew y'all was here. We ain't studying her this morning. Listen,
No.
today I wanted to talk about the empowerment blueprint. And so I put it, in the thing to see like what exactly would it come up with when we talk about the empowerment blueprint. And
Girl,
at
blueprint
first,
by itself. That's a blueprint. We
you think about a blueprint gives you directions. It gives you a guide. It gives you something that shows you how to
Yep.
go from where you are to where you want to be. When you have a blueprint for a house, my father was a carpenter. And so he used to have around the house and everything, so the blueprint, he would roll it out and it would have all of the different things of, like this is where the bathroom is going to be. If you're building a house, this is
Right.
where, the garage is going to be. And you will see, all the different things of, and you will think like, how can you take what's on this paper and make it into this beautiful facility? Like he had one, he built a church in my hometown where he preached that it was the old church and then he built a new church. But to see that, I'm like, wow.
take it from paper and make it.
Yes, when you just see the foundation or when you see the little wood, up and
Right.
everything, and you're just like, okay, this is going to be this room. You have to have imagination to actually see the finished product, right? But the
Mm.
blueprint is a guide. It shows you like, so this is the bathroom is gonna be, okay, it's gonna be over here. So now we start building up this foundation. Okay, the kitchen's gonna be here. Got to put some different things in here because water's gonna be going through this way, from the sink and all that. So you got to have different things set in place. Well, when you talk about an empowerment blueprint, this is talking about how it's going to take you from where you are right now to being even more empowered, meaning that
Right.
when we talk freedom. Now you're going to walk in your freedom. Now you're going to
Right.
walk in confidence. Now you're going to walk in your gifts and talents. Now you're going to walk into what God
Right.
called you to be. Now you're going to, and if you're already there, now you're elevating to that next level because no matter
Mm-hmm.
where you are, as long as you're breathing, there's other levels to get to. There's other
And you
things
know
that you
what's so
can reach.
empowering about that, sis? You know what's
What's
so
that?
empowering when you say a blueprint because it's amazing because I've only used blueprint in a few occasions, right? When I'm describing something,
Mm-hmm.
and your vision of what you're seeing is when I I had the audacity to be empowered. I
Mm-hmm.
tell them it is a blueprint
Mm.
because you'll find a need in there that you can relate to, been
Right.
there and
Right.
overcame.
Mm-hmm.
When you have that blueprint of 25 women coming together to give some of their darkest to their most empowering me.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Right.
So
Right.
when you're
Right.
speaking, Angela, that is that book of the women that put down in that I had the audacity to be empowered.
Mm.
It's a blueprint because there's different women with different situations, but let me
Yes.
tell you, they weren't all easy.
Yes. Look, Sparky did one and didn't do the other. But when you're talking about the empowerment, I love that you brought up the audacity because again, you have to be bold in what you're looking for. And
Come on,
that is
sis.
the book, the audacity to be empowered for all the ladies in there who shared, where they were in life, the audacity to show up for them. That's where you need to be at. And the empowerment blueprint can get you there because it is giving you, something to think about along the way. So you don't have it drawn out, but at the same time, you can write it out or you can think it out so that
Mm-hmm.
you can get to where you want to go. So the first thing that on the level of talking about the empowerment blueprint is self-awareness. You got to know who you are. And for so many people, they have no clue. They are walking shells. They look in the mirror and they can't even define who they are. Most of the time, you don't even want to look at yourself in the mirror because you don't recognize the person that you see. But
Yeah.
now is the time to sit down. Cynthia said it was a good book. Thank you so much,
Thank
Cynthia.
you.
Um, Empowerment
Defining
starts
who
with
you
you
are,
understanding
though,
who you are. You got to know who you are. And you got to know who
that's
you
the
are
first step.
outside of the titles that you claim. Who are you outside of being a wife? Who are you outside of being a mother? Who are you outside of being an HR executive? Who are you outside of being a business owner? Who are you outside of being somebody's sister, daughter, brother,
Yep.
husband, cousin,
Right,
friend?
right.
Who
Yep.
are you outside of that? What makes you tick? What are your strengths? What are your passions? What do you value? When somebody says, when you hear a message, what resonates in your spirit, start thinking about, and Regina said, yes, write a book, put down some things that inside of you, drives you to be who you are, not when you're in a crowd of people. Because some people feel like, oh, I know Sparkle is hype all the time. Oh, I know Sparkle, but Sparkle also likes to sit her behind down and look at nature and be quiet. So don't fall into what you think she is all the time, because you may think, oh, let me call Sparkle, she's a hype person. But at the same time, Sparkle can also help you tap into that inner strength that you need to
Mm-hmm.
have in order to get where you need to go. So it's a lot of depths and levels to people. Know what your depths are, know what your levels are, know what
Yep.
makes you tick yourself, what drives me, what motivates me. For people in corporate America, they think that it's money. We can
Yep.
give you a bonus or
Yeah.
we can give you an incentive. That's for everybody. Some people also think that competition, when you can think, oh, okay, we got this thing of, where the first person to hit this level, your team wins or whatever. You gotta know what drives you, because some people accolades don't drive them. Some people
No,
awards and programs and things don't
don't
drive. They could care less
don't
about
drive
that.
them.
Some people you think, oh, I'm gonna give you a promotion, give you a title. That doesn't always work for some people. Some people could care less about the title. They
Yeah.
just want to do good in the world. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? What
Yep.
drives you? But on the same flip side, what holds you back?
Yep. And
What
you
are you
have to know
limiting yourself?
those.
You
You
gotta
have to
know.
know
You talked
both of
last week about
those.
triggers. What are your
Yes.
triggers? You gotta spend some time with you in 2025 so that you get so strong and powerful that you already know what's coming before it even show up.
Hey,
Yes.
come on
That's
now,
how
let's
you get
teach.
empowered.
Let's go.
Say it again.
Come on, teach. Come on.
Yeah.
Come
And
on,
not
You
teach.
got to
only
be
that,
able to get yourself
Angela,
in that zone. I was going to be
but
Miss
when
Doris.
people ask you who you are, majority of the people are going to say, oh, I'm a mother. I have 3 kids. I work here. I didn't ask you what you did. I didn't ask you. I said, who are you? Who are you? But people have gotten caught up in what they do in life that they think that's
Mm-hmm.
who they are. That's not who you are. That's just
But
what you do, your lifestyle, what you do every day. When someone is asking you, who are you? You got to define who am I? I am Sparkle Tanika Osborne. I leave a sparkle wherever I go. I'm empowered. I empower you. I
Yeah, that's
empower
the
you.
gift. See, that's the gift. See, and that's hard for people to understand when you have an empowering gift. Sometimes you're humble because you don't want to have that, like oh, it's all on me. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But when you have an empowering gift because you're drawn to it.
You're
It's not
and,
something,
and,
yeah,
and
you're
even if
drawn
you
to it.
try not to do it,
Even if
you
you try
still do
not to
it.
be, you find yourself in the situation. Number one is because it's healing for you. It sets you free. Because you
Yep.
have the power to go push past what you're going through so you can see somebody else happy. You're still going to want to encourage, like, because you already know in your mind, I'm already fighting the struggle.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? I don't know what my sister or my brother struggle, how much they can handle, but if I can kind of, like, empower you to think something more positive than negative what everybody else is putting on you, then I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So that's empowering. It comes,
Mhm.
we can't run from it. Some people that's just who we are.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And you
But
have to embrace that, because what
Yeah,
I realized,
it takes time
I was in
sometimes.
the it does. And some
It
people, you are
does.
just strong. You just can handle things. You just, you know what I'm saying? For me, I know that I'm not a detailed person. But at the same time, when something happens, and it can be great or it can be bad. You know, somebody can make me stressed out. And if they come to me, I don't want to know from the top to the bottom. I just need to know the end
Exactly.
result. Where are we at? So I know how to move, because my thoughts are coming just like that. I'm not a
Yes.
person where I need you to give me the full story to go.
Yep.
Where are we at? Where are you trying to go? Boom, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go back
Yep.
up to Miss Doris's comment. She said in DD3, I introduced it as a blueprint or roadmap as to
There you
what you will
go.
encounter along the journey. It talks about things to think about.
To
Um,
think, we
Think.
have to learn to think.
to
Yes.
God
think,
gave us a mind, and our mind
exactly.
can't always just go, go, go. You have to learn how to think. Like, we say that so simple, but it's a real thinking
We have to think.
process. And
People are so
I'm
used to
telling
being
you,
told what to do that they don't even know
Yes,
how to think.
yes.
They have
You just
meditation,
know.
the told
Hmm.
syndrome. You know, they have a syndrome of being told. You know, they have
Yes.
a
yes,
Ah, that
yes.
is good,
Or
Regina.
most people still walking around with who they told. Oh, I told you was gonna be a preacher. Okay, but is that your calling? Did God tell you, or did the world tell you? Because the world
right.
will tell you you supposed to be a
Or you
cooker,
just
Baby,
you
came.
will
You
supposed to be
just
a
set you
came.
up.
chef, you supposed to.
You just
From the
came. You
age of
weren't called.
7.
You just
Ooh,
came.
you can be a preacher. Look, your daddy was a good preacher, boy. You know you can get out there and preach. I know I'm gonna see you in the pulpit. And next
Right.
thing you know, it's a generation of preachers who really weren't even meant to be there. Or
That's
teachers.
not
You know,
called
Exactly.
by
they just
God,
say,
but
"Oh,
they're
my
called
family
by
is a
people.
family of educators." You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
You know, if that's what you want to do,
No.
but you gotta want that for you. You gotta love children. You can't be an educator and don't even like kids. You
You
Yeah,
have
can't
a.
be an
You have to have
educator.
a
No, you
heart for
won't give people
people.
information.
You have to have a heart for people, and it shows
Do.
when you
It
have a
does.
heart for people, because the amount of sacrifice that you would do for somebody
Yes.
in a
Yeah.
situation at their lowest times. And when you're in a church atmosphere, people, you get broken people who are coming to the church. we're
Yes.
not we're
yes,
not getting people who have already that have been through rehab. They're becoming broken, and in the church they're coming to have where they can get rehab, where their soul is broken. They're broken at their most,
yeah,
and then
Mm-hmm.
they get in there and it's not what it seems to be. You see what
yeah,
I'm saying? They need realness.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're
Mm-hmm.
getting entertainment and the Holy Spirit is not within that whatever section it is in,
Mm-hmm.
it's just an empty vessel,
Mm-hmm.
with a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
entertainment, and you don't really have the true power to empower, to make a change, to transform.
Oh,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
good.
So
That's
it's
good.
Yeah.
just
That's
like
why
you're
people
in there
keep
and
coming to the
you're in
altar with the
there
same
and
problem.
no results. No
Yeah.
Exactly.
results.
People come to
I
the
mean,
altar with
even
the
if
same
you,
problems all the
mm,
time because they don't see or feel that change. You get caught up in a moment, but it's
There you
not a
go.
continuous change. You know what I'm saying? So it starts with Sparkle said about shifting your mindset. You got to know you have the power and you have to have discernment when you get places. This job that you think was so great because it's paying you 6 figures, if you get up in there and the values are not in alignment with your values, if you feel some type of way and you dread
Right.
going every day, then you have the power to change that. You don't have to stay in a relationship, in a business, in a job. You don't have to stay in places that it's not meant for you, but you got to shift your mindset and understand that you have power. We said
Yeah.
yesterday, God didn't give you a spirit of fear, love, power, and a sound mind. That sound mind is in alignment with I'm at the right place. Because if it's
Exactly.
chaos, if it's toxicity, if it's disruptive, if it's any of those things that make you feel uncomfortable, if it's depressing, if the energy is not there, that is all an example of places where that's not where you're meant to be. Point blank, period. Because
yeah,
when you're where
Yes.
God wants you to be, when you're in good alignment, good morning, Miss Carolyn, Dr. Carolyn, good morning, good morning. When you're in a place where God has not called you to be, when you're doing
Hmm.
assignments that God didn't tell you that was your assignment,
Right.
those things are struggle. They are not
Ooh,
easy. When
yes.
God puts you in the right place, it's with ease because He drops things left and right to make it for you. He brings the right people, He brings the right resources, but your
he
mindset has
supplies
to
all the
shift into
needs of it. I will
everything,
supply all your needs.
everything.
And
everything.
when we say he will supply and he'll start putting you where you position, I'm not saying there's not going to be a day that you don't like, oh, yeah, you still going to have those days every once in a while. I don't believe in those days. I believe that you don't have to have bad days. Mm-hmm. That is a world thing. The world has told you, well, you're going to have to go through some things. True, but God. Yes, I will have to go through some things, but I don't have to stay there. I don't have to. And I feel like people's mind shift to, well, you got to go through something. The word says
the
you
negative.
have to go
they got to go
something.
through the negative instead of going towards the positive.
And it's all in how you think. And I'm going to say this. It is people. So let's just put it out. Let's just say this. It is people who get diagnoses for certain things. You know what I'm saying? And there's a diagnosis of cancer that one person may get, and they're devastated and they're overwhelmed, and they automatically think, I'm going to die.
Right.
Same, another person can get a cancer diagnosis, and they're going to say the devil is a lie, because my God told me I shall live and not die. Look, I can get hit by a bus quicker than I'm gonna die from cancer. So whatever is getting ready to have it, bring it on. I'm gonna do my treatment, but I trust God. I believe God. And if
it's a measure of faith,
to be that I die, then I'm still winning. I'm still going to win.
I'm telling you who did that, Angela. What's that lady name? Her birthday was just followed. She was in I Love Her book. She passed away.
Oh, Janae.
Janae, that woman did not take cancer and let cancer live her. She lived through cancer. I don't care what nobody say. She passed away, but that woman is healed. Can I tell
you guys something? Can I share something with you guys? Please. I remember going, because again, Angela calls and says, Regina, you got to go to the hospital. I'm going to the hospital. I'm not really knowing what you're going into. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know. I go in there and I'm sitting and I see her young son and her really close friend, and she's sitting in there and she's smiling, looking beautiful, just sitting in that room. And she says, and she just bluntly says, this is what they're telling me. You know, I got cancer. I said, oh, really? I said, oh, okay. And I said, so what does your face say? She says, well, I believe, I'm healed. I said, well, then you're healed. Right? So we're in there praying, and I remember praying and standing in agreement with her, and the doctor comes in and gives his diagnosis, and she, to hear it again, but to see her break down and cry. And I said, you know what? You're in your cries, there is strength. Sis, you're going to live your day every day like you would before this diagnosis, because you're not going to know, sis. You are not going to know. Enjoy your son graduating. Enjoy your family. If you want to exercise. If you have good days, you have good days. If you have bad days, you have bad days. But you're not going to know. Live until your body just won't. You'll stop and you're not going to know. And did she not do that? She would show up. Did she not show up?
Show up pretty, makeup done, hair done, outfit on fleek.
Come on, sparkles out. Did she not?
Period. And that testimony, I'm gonna go back to a couple of things that Dorothy said. Oh, you are in his purposeful will and not permissive will. Dr.
Permissive will.
Doctor is only trained to give you a diagnosis.
Yes.
To give you a prognosis. And then she came back and said, regardless of what the doctor's report is, we choose to believe the report of the Lord. Point blank, period. And you have to have a mindset shift into that power. Replace your doubt with confidence and fear with faith. That's it. That's all.
That's it.
When you doubt, no, become confident. When you fear, no, have faith. Because Henry Ford said, what you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. Either way, whether you feel
whether you think you can or you think you can't,
this is
you're
just
right.
For God to show up and show out, that we're gonna do this.
You're right.
Way, you're right. Choose which one.
You are right.
Energy. It's the same kind of energy to think that you're gonna fail as it is to think that you're gonna do. Same energy. Choose which way you're gonna go. Speak your affirmations daily and surround yourself with positivity, because when you get into the fight of your life, you don't have time for people to be like, oh, I heard it happen and I'm so sad and I'm just, just don't know what to do. Nobody has time for that. I don't even have time for that. Look, if
I don't have
that should happen, don't come to me with all the woe is me, and because I refuse to stay in that position. I'm not gonna. When I
Yeah.
had the sciatic problem, I was down for a couple of months. I refused to think that I'm gonna be like this. I'm not gonna be an invalid. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
be riding around in wheelchairs for the rest of my life. Got too much going on.
I
You're
know
not
that's
gonna
right,
do
sis. You
that.
better
I
tell
don't
them.
need a pity party.
Yes.
I need you to be like, yes, it's gonna happen. You good, sis? Okay, well, Regina, take your stuff and do what you're gonna do. You're
You
gonna be all
have
right.
to.
You're
You
gonna come up
can't
out
pity
of this.
party nobody. You
Yeah.
We're
can't
not
pity
pity
party
partying with
nobody when you're in the fight for
anybody.
your life.
No,
No,
suck
I
it up
don't
and
have
let's go.
time.
Suck it
Not
up
when
and
my
let's
life is
go.
online. My life
No,
is online, and you
tell them,
think
sis,
Baby,
our
I
life is
got time
online.
for your pity
not on
party?
my
No.
watch.
And
Not
and
on my watch.
that's why I'm saying, I tell Alicia, if something happened to me, call Angela immediately, because what Angela don't do is she don't sit and be like, "Are you okay, Sparkle?" She gonna say, "Get your butt up, get up right now. I don't care what happened, what
Yeah.
get up and let's go." Like, you gotta know the people that you are surrounded around, the right people to say, "Sis, I'm struggling right now.
Wow.
I don't want to do this. I can't, and you know, I don't have the strength." That's why he says, touching and agreeing is real. And if, and
Yes.
another point, if you feel like you doubting, shut up. Shut up. And get into your mouth and your tongue and your heart can get in alignment. Don't put that atmosphere
Right.
out there. I
You're
don't know
healed.
what I'm gonna do.
Watch what you say. Watch what you hear. Watch what you see. You know, when they
Exactly.
tell you
Yeah.
laughter is medicine, you can be in your house, watch just some movies on that have you laughing so hard, you pissed on yourself if you need to.
Right.
But you get yourself in that environment where you just, I refuse, like Dr. Carolyn said, I will live and not die to declare the word of the Lord. That should
Yes. And
be your
that's in every
mantra all the time. I'm
situation.
going to live
Yes.
and not die. Oh, Miss Doris said, I have an appointment with a neurologist regarding my head. And I don't care what he says, I'm already healed. It makes no
Thank you,
difference.
God.
I'm telling you.
Thank you, God, for your healing right
Yes,
now,
honey.
God. We thank
You're
you. We
healed.
thank you for her head is healed in the mighty name of Jesus. What
Amen.
they thought they saw, it was not right. It was, she's going to go to the doctor and they
Yep.
going to say, "What happened?" And all she going to be able to say, "But God,
But
I
God.
believe God. I believe God." Things are getting ready to shift. It's a
Yes,
shift in
honey.
the atmosphere. We talked about the wind, and the shift is not just a shift. The shift is in you. It's in your mindset. You don't have to
Yep.
sit and wait for a shift to happen. You have to make the shift happen. It's
Yes.
up to you. She said, "I have an appointment, but I'm healed."
Yeah.
She acknowledged,
Yes.
"I have an appointment,
But I'm healed. That's
but
it.
I'm
But
healed."
I'm healed.
And
You
when you put that
determine and
BUT
claim.
in it wipes out everything else that you said at the beginning. When you put a "but" in anything, it would tell you that's saying what that's in the
That's
past
so
now.
true.
And then "but" anything forward means that's where you at. That's where you going.
And when you believe that you're healed because after a while, you'll get tired of hearing even the negative that comes from, if you're going to the doctor's office and stuff like that. When you get into your mind that you're healed, it doesn't matter what they tell you.
It's back to what Angela just said.
Yeah.
Whether you feel like you're gonna live or you're gonna die, you're right. You gotta decide which right do I
I
want
know
to
what
be.
I'm picking.
And Doris said, "My right is I'm healed." That's what I
Exactly.
choose to believe.
Exactly. Regardless of what you say, you can take what you do. But what I would say is that, do you know how many people have diagnosis of being
Uh-huh.
dead? And I had a sister that had a diagnosis that she was going to pass away. They
Mhm.
gave her maybe 6 to 9 months to a year. She lasted. I mean, she still lived 20 something years after,
Yeah.
because she had in her mind that I don't really care what you say. Every time I go back and y'all give me doom and gloom, guess what I say, baby girl? God ain't told me nothing, so I'm not in
Right.
alignment with that.
It
Whatever he
overrides it.
say, he says, so I
And that's
go in there and do
that's the
whatever.
attitude.
That was her attitude. It's like, I refuse to believe. I got too much to do. I
Yeah, I
got
got
too
too
much
much to
living
do.
to do. And if I'm hurting today, guess what? I'm gonna go to sleep, wake up, and I'm gonna feel better. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna eat these vegetables and it's gonna give me strength and I'm gonna feel better. I'm
That's
not
it.
checking out
That's
no
it,
time
Carolyn.
soon. I'm not doing that. Kelly said, when my body is challenged, I speak to my body, command it to line up with the word of the Lord. Carolyn, you better know we kindred sisters,
She's
because when I had this sciatic and couldn't get them stairs, I was like, oh, you can get up these stairs. You take it one step at a time, but
Tell
I
them, sis.
refuse to not get up these stairs. We're gonna make it in this if it's one step at a time. Body, get in alignment. Body, no, come on. We're not doing this. Get it together. I'm gonna share one more quote. This is from Toni Morrison. It was talking about the blueprint about your vision and goal setting. And I know Miss Phyllis, Miss Patricia, we gonna let's get ready to say I believe God. I'm just get this out. Toni Morrison's quote is, "If you want to fly, give up everything that weighs you down." Think about
Ooh.
that. If you want to fly, we talk about eagles fly. Give up everything that weighs you down. If it's people in your life who make you feel like you're never going to be anything, you're never going to
Yep.
have anything, because you got pregnant, had a baby at 15, your life is over. The devil is a lie. Your life
The
just
devil
got
is
started,
a
and you got
liar.
somebody that you can now pour into so that they know. Don't, if
I shall
somebody is
live and not
pulling you
die.
down, release
Yep.
that weight, because you don't have to carry it. We may
You
have
don't-
carried weight all up until now, but 2025 is time to release some things that are holding you back. Whatever it is, whoever it is, release that. And I'm not saying it may be family. Maybe it's just that it's a long handle spoon. I don't talk to you every day like I used to, because I can't deal with the whining and the complaining and the crying, and you
Yeah.
always hurt and everything's going wrong and nothing is in
Whoa, me.
alignment. I can't have that on me. I can't carry
Yes.
my weight and your weight too. Dr. Kelly said, if you
Right.
want to fly, baby, yes, give up everything that weighs you down.
If
That's a
you
quote by Toni
like, y'all
Morrison.
have to take that. I mean, if y'all can't take that nugget,
Yeah.
and that nugget should tell you everything in my life is turning around for my good. I mean, everything in my life is turning around for my good,
Yes.
because I am going to stand down. If you want to fly, give up everything that weighs you down. So that means
Exactly.
even thoughts that weigh me
Mhm.
down, because
Yes.
thoughts are a way down. If
Yes.
those thoughts are weighing you down, you got to
Mhm.
release those thoughts. You got to get rid of
Exactly.
those thoughts. You got
Mhm.
to unleash those
Yes.
thoughts, because
Yes.
when you unleash thoughts, it sometimes don't want to get out because you have been living there for so long. But eviction is eviction. When someone's evicted, you can't say, well, I'm going to go back over there and live over there for the first week. No, when you're evicted, you no longer has the keys to my mind. So when you release those negative thoughts, or what somebody said to you, that you'll never be nothing and you're going to be just like this person and this person, you got to unleash those.
Right.
Listen, Dr. Carolyn says some people in our lives are too heavy to make the shift. Do you know how sometimes you can be? I looked at this little reel, and it was a heavy set man. The people on a boat, and he got on, and you could see it way down,
It
and before you know
will.
it, he slipped off into the water.
Yeah.
That this is the thing. Some people, their heaviness, whether it's a heavy spirit upon
Mm-hmm.
them, but it
Yeah.
will cause you that if you're trying to shift, they will flip you over if you try to keep carrying them with you. I'm gonna say
Yes.
this: one of them was lift as you climb with community. Surround yourself with people who inspire and uplift you. Get into communities, network,
Yeah.
or get you a mentor, but get somebody who is going to take you and elevate you, not
Mm-hmm.
bring you down from where you are. Because some people,
Exactly.
like crabs in a barrel, they trying to bring you back as you try to get to that next level. They pulling down, they telling you different things.
Right.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, I ain't sure. Stop being with those people. Release their weight so that you can fly without anything hindering you, without anything
Without.
holding you back.
And
Get
and how
into the
you get
mindset.
there, Angela, you really got to get to know who you are. Once you start knowing who you are,
Yes.
that discernment start kicking in, and you like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Did you just say I ain't no good? Like you start hearing, when you release some things out, the clutter out, you can hear clearly. You
Oh,
can
the
hear what
clarity is
somebody's
the
saying to
clarity is
you.
like magnified.
But
Yes,
we believe
it
God
does.
around here.
Yeah,
We
we do.
believe
We
Let me
believe
tell you
God.
God,
something.
Sister Phyllis.
When you have a magnifying glass and you put it on something and the sun hits it, it will catch on fire because that laser is so
Yes.
focused.
Woo,
Just from the magnification
from
and those
focus.
it's so focused that it can create something, it can make it catch on fire like that.
Yep.
Know yourself. Start getting so self-aware and get your discernment so tight that you recognize energy when it comes upon you. You already know. It was nice to meet you, but no.
Have a great one. It was a
Yeah,
pleasure. But let's
yeah.
go. Okay, so
So
y'all,
I believe
they
God.
killing
You
us. We
believe
got to
God.
get out of here. We
Yeah.
have to get out of here. This was, please send this replay to someone, because somebody has to know they don't have to stay there. They don't have to stay wherever they're at. They don't have to stay there. They have to get up and fly and get rid of the weight that's holding them back. They have to realize what they're going to believe. Which one are you going to believe? Are you going to believe that you're going to live? Or are you going to believe that you're going to die? You have a choice. It's a yes or no. And that's what God is. Like, you got a choice to believe him, a choice not to believe him. The choice is yours. But believe in God, spending time with you and God, and giving that inner love, that intimacy, where he can get inside of you and pull some things inside of you. Not that outer beauty. Everybody beautiful on the outside. We talking about that inner beauty, that intimacy inside. How you do it? Believe in God. I believe God. Do you believe God? We believe God. I believe God. I believe God. I believe God. I believe God. We believe God.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you,
Carolyn.
Carolyn. Thank you, Carolyn, for receiving it and saying, you know what, I'm sharing this on my page. So we thank you, Carolyn, for sharing it
Yes,
on your
yes.
page. That somebody, we have to help one another. We can't just keep keeping people held down. We got to help. And how do you help? Share. Share. I believe God. We out. We will see you tomorrow on Wednesday. Winning Wednesday. Have a blessed one.